a story that we got from our friend Betsy Bible, who lives in Moscow, Idaho. And Betsy gave us permission to record it, and we'd like to tell it now. Everybody knows the story of the little red hen who found some seeds and asked her friends to help her plant them.
But this story is about her cousin, the little red bossy hen, who thought she knew what was best for all the other animals.
Now, there is a song in this story, and wherever you are, we hope you'll sing along.
Once upon a time, in a barnyard far, far away, there lived a little red hen who was very bossy. She would strut around the barnyard all day long and tell all the other animals what to do, and how to live their lives. Bossy hen, little red bossy hen, bossy hen, little red bossy hen, knows what's best for the rest, such a little barnyard pest, little red bossy hen.
Now, one day, that little red bossy hen danced right over to the duck pond, and there was the duck out there swimming around looking for his food. And the bossy hen clucked, "Bawk, bawk, 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 bawk. You know, I don't know why you swim around this pond looking for your dinner. Don't you know that water isn't good for your feathers? And besides, you could drown. Now, if you want to find some food, you should come out here on the land and scratch in the dirt like I do. That's what you should do."
And because the hen was so demanding, the duck believed her. He never went swimming in that pond again.
Bossy hen,
little red bossy hen, bossy hen, little red bossy hen, knows what's best for the rest, such a little barnyard pest, little red bossy hen.
The very next day, that little red bossy hen pranced right over to the pig as he was rolling around in the mud, and she clucked, "Bawk, bawk, 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 bawk." Now, Joe, I know you're ready to do that with me. So
I am. You are such a good bossy hen, I can't get over it.
And she said to that pig, "You know, that's a filthy habit you have rolling around in that mud. Look at you, you're covered with dirt. Now, if you want to roll around in something, you should roll around in the dry dust of the barnyard like I do. You'd certainly smell a whole lot better."
And because the hen was so persistent, the pig believed her. He rolled around in the dry dust of the barnyard all day long as the hot sun broiled his skin. He was baking. Bossy hen, little red bossy hen, bossy hen, little red bossy hen, knows what's best for the rest, such a little barnyard pest, little red bossy hen.
The third day, that little red bossy hen capered right over to the cow as she was giving milk, and she clucked, "Bawk, bawk, 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 bawk. You know, I don't know why you give milk. Everybody knows that eggs are much better for you. I know. Why don't you try to lay an egg? Oh, don't look at me like that. You could do it if you tried. You see that nest of straw over there? You just sit down on that nest of straw and try to lay an egg."
And because the hen was so commanding, the cow believed her. She sat down on a nest of straw and tried to lay an egg. Bossy hen, little red bossy hen, bossy hen, little red bossy hen, knows what's best for the rest, such a little barnyard pest, little red bossy hen.
Now, also living on that farm was a goose. And the goose saw that duck trying to scratch in the dirt for his food like a chicken and thought,
"How silly."
He saw the pig rolling around in the dry dust of the barnyard like a pig and thought,
"How silly."
He saw the cow sitting on a nest of straw trying to lay an egg like a chicken and thought,
"How silly." And then that goose waddled over to the duck and honked, "Mwah, mwah. If I were you, I'd swim in the pond to find my dinner. Look at you. Your feet are shaped like paddles for swimming in the water, not like claws for scratching in the dust. You should do what you do best.
So the duck got back into the pond and, oh, that water felt so good, he swam figure eights all the rest of the day.
And then that goose waddled over to the pig and honked, "Honk, honk." If I were you, I'd roll in the mud to keep cool. Look at you. You're not covered with fur or feather. The hot sun burns your skin. You should do what you do best.
So the pig got back into the mud and, ooh, it felt so cool and delicious, he hasn't come out of there since.
And then that goose waddled over to the cow and honked, "Honk, honk." The sight of you, a cow, sitting on a nest of straw is so crazy that I wonder why people call me a silly goose. Why, you couldn't lay an egg if you tried for a year. Look at you. You're a cow. Cows give milk. You should do what you do best.
So the cow stood up and milk started pouring out. She felt utterly wonderful.
As for that little red Bossy hen, why, she's back out in the barnyard trying to convince the cat to crow like a rooster. She's never learned that you should always do what you do best.
Bossy hen, little red bossy hen, bossy hen, little red bossy hen, knows what's best for the rest, such a little barnyard pest, little red bossy hen.
Fun.